Hi everyone, a quick tip from me to help you rethink, refresh and re-present in 2021. Now, a question that I get asked an awful lot, normally 2 or 3 times a week, is Russell, are you standing up right now? So when I deliver those webinars or online training or just general online presentations, people always ask me this question. It's a really popular question that people seem to really pick up on. And of course, my response to that is always, yes, absolutely, I am stood up. I would never ever dream of sitting down to deliver a presentation, whether that be in person or of course virtually. So I want to talk about my reasons why I believe we should all stand and deliver when we're delivering virtual presentations. And I want to introduce you to this rule. 7:38:55. This isn't something that I've come up with myself. You may have seen it before if you've read any books about communication. But this was created by Professor Albert Mehrabian from the University of California, I believe, way back in 1971. And 7:38 and 55 represent the different percentages of communication that we can get across to our audiences. Now, it's really important that we know about this because I'm pretty sure by the end of this video, you will be wanting to stand up when you present. So let me explain why. With the help of my wonderful assistant here, I want to talk about exactly what the 7:38 and 55 mean. And of course, the position of those is probably giving the game away a little bit. So let's dive on into 7% first of all. Now, 7% of our communication is just spoken word. And you might be surprised by that. You might think, wow, it's just the words we use are only 7%. That's really interesting. Now, of course, the words that you use are really important, and I would suggest that you always plan your presentations beforehand. I like to write scripts just to help me really kind of wordsmith my presentations really nicely, make sure I'm selecting the right words and that I'm not waffling too much is always a good thing. But the words that we use are actually not as important as how we say them. So 38% represents, of course, tone of voice. So this area here, this throat area, tone of voice, this is where our high tones come from when we want to emphasize certain words. Now, this is really important to think about because, of course, if we sit down to present like this guy is doing right now, we end up with a curve in our spine. And if we have a curve in our spine and we're looking down at a laptop screen, we're probably arching our necks as well. And if we arch our necks, we're actually restricting our larynx area. So that's the voice box area that we project our tone of voice from. And we don't want to do that because, of course, if we do that, we could be losing out on 38% of effective communication to our online audiences. So one of the first big reasons for standing up to present is probably that 38% there, tone of voice. Now 55% down here at the bottom is something that I do all the time, and that is, of course, I talk with my hands a lot, which is why I like to stand back from my camera and I like to really use as much body language as possible. Now this is really important, it makes up 55%. So let's have a look at a typical scenario here in an online presentation. Most of the time, we're only seeing the presenters from the shoulders down. And that means we're losing 55% of how they're communicating to us. So if you're doing that in your online presentations to big audiences, you're not giving them as much communication as you could. And that is a big mistake. We want to try and engage people as much as possible. But look what happens when we stand up and we just move back from the laptop, from the camera. We see the hand gestures, we see more of the body, we can communicate more. And of course we can then get 55% from body language, 38% from tone of voice or good tone of voice, and of course we've selected the right words, and that should mean that we are actually presenting to our audiences 100% effectively. They will remember us for all the right reasons. We don't want to lower any of these numbers if we can help it. So I use a standing desk in my office. If you don't have a standing desk, there are loads of different things that you can do. I'm going to post a few more examples of what I do in the comments on this video below. If you want any advice at all on how you can set up your own environment to be standing when you present, kind of pitfalls and things like that to look out for, just direct message me on LinkedIn or on YouTube and I'll get straight back to you. I hope you found this useful. Please share the video, like the video, and if you're watching it on YouTube, please subscribe to the video and to our channel as well. Thanks very much, take care, and I'll see you next time.